demonstrate how to adjust the overview page of the performance gallery in the Performing Justice Project website. This is the overview page. It has some text at the top, some other text down here. It represents several categories, and those categories have text. Public high school is a category, juvenile justice is a category, community context, and university collaborations. So let's start with how we edit the text at the top of the page. As I mentioned earlier, the performance gallery and all of its subcategories are arranged in WordPress as categories. We see up here the edit category button. That will take you, that's a shortcut basically to editing the performance gallery overview category. So let's do that. So here we are in the edit category screen. You'll see that over on the left here we're under posts and in the categories section. So that's another way to get to this screen. If you're starting out just in your dashboard, you can go to posts and then categories, and here we see the performance gallery category, and if we click edit, we're right back where we started from, edit category and performance gallery. So here is the text that we saw back here. Text to introduce this page, and text to introduce this page. And then the text right below here, additional text, and here additional text. So there's a one-to-one correspondence, so I'll bet you if we change this to intro, text, and we add additional intro here, and we hit save, or update rather, then we go back here, those changes will be reflected. Yeah, there it says intro text, and now it says additional intro text. Okay, so that's how you edit this text. What about down here? Actually, before we go on to that, one more thing. Notice there's a background image here, black background image, and we can edit that just like, and change that just like we change the ones in other parts of the site. So let's go back to the performance gallery, and we notice here we've got part of a URL that ends in JPG, which is the suffix for pictures. So this right here, this text here is taken from our media library. So we go into our media library, and we can see a whole bunch of other pictures. What if we want one of these pictures to be our background picture instead? Say maybe this shower picture. So the trick here is to get the part of the URL that corresponds to that URL that we just saw. So if we go back here, we see it begins with WP content. If we go over here, we find WP content, and then let's just grab the rest of the URL, copy it, and if we paste it right down below here, we can see that they're identical in structure, which is exactly what we want. WP content, uploads, year, month, and then the name of the image. Right, so let's see how that works. If we change this, and we go back to this page, we still see the same original image. If we refresh the page, we get that new shower image. Alright, so that's how you change that background image. I'm going to go in and change it back. Alright, so we've talked about the background image, we talked about the text up here, the text here. What about the text beneath these other categories? Well, let's go into those categories. Let's public high school, and here we are, we're at the public high school page. And again, we can click on edit category, and now we see public high school, and we see that it has no headline, but it does have this text here. This is where we'll talk about working in various high school contexts. So if we go back and we view that category, this is where we will talk about working in various high school contexts. If we go back to the overview page, This is where we will talk about working in various high school contexts. So we see that same category is that same text is put out in several different places. Let's change it. This is where we'll talk about various high school contexts. That seems kind of wordy. Let's get rid of the this is where. And we'll just say we will talk. Right? Hit update. And now when we look here, we will talk. When we go into the category itself, we will talk. Okay, so that's how you change that. One more thing, we might want to add additional categories. Right now we have juvenile justice, public high school, community context, university collaborations. What if we wanted to start a middle school category? We go to, again, posts, categories, and we can add a new category right over here. So we'll call it middle school. And this is very important. We need to make its parent performance gallery. And then we can save it. And now we can go in and edit it. We can add in this description field an image. Let's make this one the shower.jpg. I think I'm remembering that right. And here is some text about middle schools. And let's hit save. Now, when we refresh this, we should see it down here, but we don't. Why is that? Well, I'll tell you. The reason is that categories don't show up if there's nothing in those categories. We need to first put a post in that middle school category. You'll notice that the high school, there's some public high school posts with the category of public high school. There's some university collaborations posts. There's a juvenile justice post. So let's add a middle school post. Middle school performance. Some text. Let's add a featured image from one of the ones that already exists. Let's make it of this grill. And we need to tick the box for performance gallery and for middle school. Now that category has an item in it, and so we go back here to overview, and now we see there's middle school. I got the URL wrong for the image, so that kind of messed up the layout. But if we go into middle school, we see it here. We see that middle school performance here. And we also have a background image that's left over. But anyway, you get the basic idea. And if you need any additional help, you can contact tech support.